Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. And I'm going to turn my camera on real quick. Thanks, everybody, for joining Distributor Central's webinar today. We have got Paulina Province from Hightech Grafix with us, and we're really excited. She is going to talk with us about screen printing and the importance of having a really strong partner in that area. And I know that that's a question that we get quite a bit from distributors. It's in relation to apparel and how to find a screen printer and to make sure that that process goes really smoothly. Paulina is the Director of Operations at Hightech Grafix, and she focuses on the client experience and how to make that process more seamless and just less friction. Paulina's been with Hightech Grafix for 6 years, and in those last 2 years is where she's been the Director of Operations and really focusing on the client experience and streamlining that process. So we are really excited to have her today. Everyone probably knows who I am. I'm Tiffany Tarr with Distributor Central, and I'll kind of be facilitating some of the questions. So if you have questions, please feel free to send those into the chat box, and I will make sure that we talk about those at the end. So the more questions, the better. So send those in, and we'll talk. We'll go through all of the questions and do kind of a Q&A at the end of Paulina's presentation. Paulina, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. So everyone should be able to see her screen, and I'm gonna turn my camera off and let her go. And so she should be able to start to go through all of the really fun benefits of using Hightech Grafix as your contract screen printing partner and embroidery partner.
That's right, yes. Okay, well, I'm super excited to be here. I know I've talked to tons of customers over the phone, but I'm excited to put a face with, who you're talking to. A little bit about myself. She gave you a quick rundown. I have been here for 6 years, director for 2 years, but in working here, I love finding where the problems are and coming up with a great solution to fix them, because we ultimately believe when our customers win, we win. So this presentation we put together was to kind of show some of the maybe tools that not everyone is utilizing, answer some questions that y'all might have, and to just kind of share what Hightech Grafix can show you. So, all right, so a little history about Hightech Grafix. We were founded in 2008 and has become the premier contract decorator in the industry. Our number one focus is, again, our customer satisfaction. We really do believe that, if there's any issues, we're going to do what it takes to make it right, and that is our number one focus here. We are very, very proud of our SAGE A+ rating and our ASI 5-star rating. Okay, so our huge thing that we do like to promote to everyone is we are the only contract decorator that does offer free inbound and outbound shipping. So something great to utilize, and I'm going to go into a lot of detail on this because in utilizing these two programs, you can save time, money, and just take a lot of the headache out of some of the projects you have to deal with. So, and I'll go into more details coming up here. So again, the free inbound shipping. We worked really hard with the major apparel providers to come up with better ways to help our customers. And we are proud to say that we are members of the PSST program with Sanmar. And then we have the Alpha Broder Impact program and the SNS Freight Advantage. We also do have Cutter and Buck. If you ever have those specialty polos or button-ups, they will ship to us for free as well. But these are the primary ones that you'll see that are utilized with 90% of our customers. So let's start at the top. The greatest thing about this program is we've worked very hard to take a lot of the headache away. So when you are ordering your apparel, we strongly recommend using these programs because of the benefits. The number one benefit being it's literally free to inbound ship one shirt from 17 locations. This helps a lot with the stock issues that you're seeing or having to keep up with all the locations. It's free from any warehouses. What we've worked internally on our system is to expedite collecting the data from the shipping, or when y'all check out, from all the different locations. Meaning, if you utilize these programs, we will not have to reach out to, hey, can you send tracking for 7 locations? And you might not even have that yet. And then you've got to log in, and then you've got to waste time trying to figure out where the tracking is. We automatically receive a manifest daily from each of these programs, and it imports into our internal system, and we have all your tracking. Not only all your tracking, but everything that was ordered per tracking. So if you have 27 shirts, and 7 came on one came in a bag, and then the rest came in a box, we will know that. And that way, if we are missing a piece, or if a piece is damaged, or if there's completely the wrong color, and fortunately that that's going to happen with humans pulling these and things like that. If you utilize these free inbound programs, we reach out to our reps with SNS Broder and Samar, and we get those fixed for you. And we will give you an update. Hey, just a heads up, it looks like so-and-so did ship in white shirts when you ordered black. I see clearly you ordered black. I'm going to get this taken care of for you. I just did want to give you a heads up that there was a slight issue, but we're working hard to get it taken care of. The great thing about this is the time saver there in just cutting out that middleman of you having to go in and say, hey, my vendor said this, this, and this. We do it, and we correct it all for you, okay? Now, because we have access to do this, and we do not have to wait on replies, or if the email gets missed or life happens, your order will streamline through the system usually 2 days quicker than the average order, or having to wait on there. So we really, really are hoping that everyone can utilize these programs, because if you do not, you may see a delay in production times, as we might be waiting for a reply from you, or you might be battling whichever vendor trying to get the right information over to him. So utilizing these programs just cuts out that altogether. We get the trackings, and the biggest thing is this: we get this taken care of for you. One less thing you have to deal with. You'll see this in a lot of our emails recently of just, hey, please use these programs, please, 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 because I can't express enough how important and how much quicker your order will move through the system if we can utilize these. Now, we do understand there's stating out there, there's other vendors, there's specialty shops, and that's okay. And we can't deal with the free inbound shipping, but we will need the tracking for all that. And we've got an internal admin team that will reach out to you consistently. Hey, do you have tracking for this yet? And we will still love to work with any orders that aren't ordered through these free inbound programs as well. All right, so what we did was for each of these programs, we just did a quick little screenshot to show at what portion of the checkout process will you see these programs be utilized. So we all know Samar's page. It's on the 3rd tab, the ship and pay. You will see here that the PSST program will automatically choose when you type in Hightech Grafix. Okay, so it's here on that 3rd tab, ship and pay. This is for Sanmar. All right, for Alpha Broder, when you type in the address, Hightech Grafix, or you can have us saved as one of your ship to locations, it will automatically go away. You'll see those freight savings here when you're actually in the order summary of the shopping cart. All right, lastly, we have SNS. Again, theirs will just tell you the $0. It'll give you a few options here, but you'll see big green lettering. You are shipping a freight advantage, so don't worry about the shipping costs. Great, great option here. All right, so then the next portion that we are really proud about, and we really work hard to help you win a little more, is our free outbound shipping. Okay, FedEx is our preferred carrier for the free outbound shipping. We do give you the breakdown of it. Free shipping for all orders over $100 that are the following items: short sleeves, long sleeves, polos, and hats. Now, when you get to hoodies and the heavier jackets, those do not qualify for the free shipping. Now, the stipulation to the free shipping is it is up to $200 of a shipping discount. So that's typically about 750 shirts or one pallet. But anything that is over the $200, we will give you a heads up and let you know, and then you will be responsible for paying the difference there. The basics, it is continental United States only, and it does specify to one shipping location. Now, if you have multiple locations, one of the locations will ship for free, and then you will pay for shipping on the rest, okay? And then lastly, one thing I do want to point out, sometimes you just have those orders of the hoodies and the jackets, and we can quote the shipping for you. But if you do find that you have your own shipper number and you want to provide that on your PO, we can ship on your account for you. All right, so here's a little map of FedEx to kind of give you a heads up of where we are located, very centrally located, and you will, the transit days from here. All right. So what we've done, we've found we can't control what happens to the box when it leaves our facility, but we can help protect it as much as we can before it leaves, as well as we just love the presentation that your customers will receive. We do blind ship. Every wholesale job is blind shipped, even if it's going to yourself. We just keep it easy, blind ship to everybody. We've updated all of our materials this year, and we have the heavy duty double wall boxes so that they will not collapse if other boxes get stacked on top of it. We upgraded our tape. We have the reinforced craft water activated tape with strong fiberglass yarn. This tape is absolutely great. We used to use the clear stuff. This is upgraded. It's very similar to what a lot of other companies are using, and you have to really pull at it to get it to come off. So if it is being thrown around in transit, you know, just a little more support here is key. Then lastly, we have upgraded to include bag liners in every box to help protect these garments. Rain, water, if they put the box outside and it rains. This liner is absolutely amazing to just have that extra line of defense in there to help in the shipping process that we cannot control how it's shipped, okay? All right, so now we're gonna move on into the services that we do offer. We really honed in and specialized on certain things that we wanted to become the very best at, and that is our screen print and embroidery. Here, this is samples of our screen print, and this is to show you all of these are they are screen printed. So it shows you your spot with your halftones, and this is a simulated process. Very popular choice for those large color prints. And we don't want to do full color. We can't do the full 4-color process, but we can do a simulated, which uses the 8 colors to make one great image. And then we have our standard spot colors. All right, and then we have our embroidery. So this is a sample of our embroidery. What is great about these, when you register with us, you will get a welcome pack that includes this actual shirt and pricing and a little cover letter to tell you more about us. And that's just when you register, it gets mailed out to the address that you put on your registration form. All right, let's go a little deeper into each of these sections. All right, screen printing. Now, what we found here is that we like to be very transparent here. We don't want any surprises at the end. So number one, if you need a quote, feel free to send it over. We would love to quote everything out for you. That way there is no surprises when you get the invoice. This is our screen print pricing. we wanted to show this on how to read the process and to focus on a few of the little additional print options that, again, to be transparent with y'all. So we have the quantity of shirts at the top. You'll see here a lot of companies did away with the 12 minimum. We still have the 12 minimum. We know that you're just going to have those smaller orders. We want to help you on the smaller orders, and we'll help you on the bigger orders too. So the new changes that you'll see going in a little bit of the higher quantity is that we've added more price breaks. The 1,200, 2,500, and that 3,500 price break is huge, and we'd love to compare those prices because we worked very hard, and we definitely want to help y'all get a few more price breaks on the big orders, okay? So the number one thing with screen printing that we like to make sure everyone is on the same page with us is we do have the underbase counts as an additional color and setup, okay? So we did list that here for you. So we do count that as an additional color and setup. And then down lower on our pricing sheet, you'll see the additional print options. We have the pocket, the apron, the hoodies. It is per piece per location. We can do the blankets, the bandana, the bags. It's all, these are the fees that we want to make sure that we are transparent on. And when you're in there pricing your customer, kind of slow down and think, okay, no, he wants it on the pocket. Let me make sure that we get that added because we don't want to, you know, we want y'all to win and we want everything to be great, okay? So we do the PMSs, the metallic, the glitter, the crystallina, the fluorescent, the neon, and then we also list our screen charges here. Right, so that is our screen printing. What we've done also in our pricing is that we've added unique locations. That's a great question. What is a unique location? Well, this is a basic layout of what a unique location would be. So again, that is a fee that you will see down here, unique locations, see the guide, and here's your guide here to show you kind of what the unique locations are specifying. All right, so now we have unique locations, but we also have our standard placement. This is great for trying to show your customers, you know, what it's going to look like on a tank, sleeve, you know, what is our standard that's not going to count as a unique location. There's no extra fees for all of these locations. Again, this is another chart that is in our pricing sheet. All right, so what we've also found is that it's easier to show your clients when they say, okay, one size for all designs. They might not be knowledgeable enough to know that it's going to look quite different. So we did add a sample imprint size to show you what a 10-inch wide print will look like on a youth garment versus an adult. And vice versa, what we would recommend would be the two sets of screens. You'll have your youth screens and you'll have your adult screens. However, it's definitely up to your customers. We just wanted to have this graphic in there so that they can understand and actually visualize what's happening and what it's actually going to look like. All right. Let's see. All right, moving on to our embroidery and pricing. Again, you will see here as well, a lot of companies got rid of that one piece minimum. We talked about it a lot. We just feel like you're going to have those orders, and as long as you're transparent with your customers that they are a little more pricey for the labor and the setup for one piece, we're here to help you on that. So we have our quantity at the top, and then we have stitches, our stitch count down the side. So for one piece, you've got your 1256, and let's say it's 4,000 stitches, you're at 1256. All right, so we do offer the digitizing. If you do not have a DST or EMB file, we can digitize the file for you. The primary thing that changed on this, and another, trying to be transparent here, is hats cannot be combined with other apparel or quantity discounts. Basically saying if you have 12 hats and 12 polos, you will be priced at the 12 and 12, not the 24. A lot of data and review went into that as well. It's a different setup, different process, doing hats versus doing a flat embroidery. So just keep that in mind when you're quoting out your customers. All right, and then these are your basic additional embroidery fees. Down here, you'll see once you get into the big Carhartt jackets and those large ones, there is an additional price per piece, okay? Another thing that we have found that we changed our process on recently is we do not edit any customers' DST files, so it'll just be a full redigitization, or if you want to provide a whole new file, we can do that for you. All right. And then we have a personalization cost. We can personalize. It is on the single head, so sometimes if you have 300 personalized hoodies, that is not a standard production time, but we're definitely here to help you on those kind of jobs as well. All right, let's keep going. So now we're moving on to heat press pricing. So we do offer, you know, the personalization of the heat press, the name and number that you'll need on a jersey or sporting event shirt. But we did this year, there is a minimum of 12 pieces. We used to do the one-offs, again, labor, everything that goes into it. There is now a minimum of 12. Now, if you have the smaller runs and you feel that the size of the art is more cost effective to do the heat press versus the screen print, we do want to be transparent that it'll have one cut file. So sometimes it will be a border around your art. Any of these jobs, we definitely recommend you to email in, hey, what are your thoughts on this? You know, this is what my customer wants. How can you help? And we, you know, definitely have great reps here to answer all those questions for you. An exciting thing that we are working on, and a common question that we get is, do you do DTG? And the answer is no. We used to do DTG. We just moved away from that. But we've listened. We've heard all the questions and the requests for it. And what we are working on, coming soon, definitely in the works of trying to help out there, is the new process of direct to film. Very new technology, and a lot of the experts are saying this is what is going to take over DTG in general. So that's definitely coming soon. We're working on helping with those requests as well. All right, let's see. All right, another area that's really grown in the last few years is the private label. Sometimes you have those customers and they want their name, not the Bella Canvas tag that's in the shirt. And we can do that. Our private labels are screen printed. It's one color. And so you'll do your $10 setup per size with a minimum of 2 designs. So meaning if all the shirts are smalls, you'll still have a $20 design setup, but we'll still only print the smalls. And then it is a 48-piece minimum for all sizes, not per size. That's a very common question. It is not per size. It could be 48 pieces total, small, medium, large, XL, so on and so forth. One of each is fine. It's just you have to set up per size. This really has become very popular, and we have a great team that can help with this process. All right, so what we've invested in this year also is the industry is just, they have to have that poly bag folded and sorting and shipped to their customer that way to take the work off of our end customer. And y'all, we're here to help you. So we've invested in an actual poly bag and folding machine. Kind of a picture over here to show you what it looks like, but the process is to show you it's an automatic machine. It's not manually anymore. We load the shirt in, it folds it for us, it slides it down, and then we'll add the label if you would like a label, and then we'll sort by size or whatever specifications you need us to do. This is a great machine. It's a great tool to when you have those big orders that need to be sorted, or they want them to be polybagged, we could definitely help with that. Now, you'll see over here a few more fees that are kind of new this year, and that is the handling fee per box. The handling fee is because in my previous slide, we talked about how we've upgraded literally everything about the packaging that goes out of here to help protect your order and help it get to where it needs to go to in a very nice, presentable manner. So with that being said, did the research, and we, just feel like this is something that we need to keep doing to help y'all become more successful and build your customers, build that confidence in the way they're going to receive their order. It is $2.50 per box. Now, we're going to get into next is the quoting tool that tells you estimated how many boxes, and we're also working on the layout of our standards of how many per boxes, our standard box that will be available for the customers, so that you can help predict what the handling fee will be. All right, so, and these are other standard fees. We have the biggest one on here that you'll see the team is going to be a little more strict on is the separate combined orders and receiving. So this is a very common question as well. I've got same customer wants hats and wants screen printed t-shirts, but the apparel was ordered together. To streamline this process and the way our internal system works, they have to be ordered separately. That's why we worked really hard on this free inbound, so you don't have to worry about the shipping costs of ordering two different things. But you'll see there, if they do come in combined, we will reach out to you and give you a heads up about any fees there. All right, and now these get a little tricky, so please feel free to send in that quote. We're here and we're ready to get you a quote on the specialized things of the polybagging, the label applications, and everything there. All right, so now what we're going to do, this is a brand new feature that we've been working on. We have, and it is, I love this tool. Our team uses this tool to help you quote. So we are excited to introduce our screen print quoting tool. It will be located in your client access area. Right under the pricing, you'll see screen print quoting tool. And I just want to do a quick quote with you to show how great and how resourceful this is for the after hours quotes, I sent an email, haven't gotten it back, I need an answer. You can come here and we'll definitely fill it out. You'll get a pretty accurate quote. All right, so to start over here, we have our PMS colors. We know there's that additional fee for PMSs, so you'll put your quantity of your PMS colors here. Process printing does include the simulated process or the 4-color process. So if we know we're doing the simulated, we're going to click that, start kind of totaling everything up for us. What's great about this is that each of these darker boxes here is going to be a line on your invoice. So being very transparent as we can here. All right, so color changes. We're doing white shirts and they ship to black shirts. You'll just put how many color changes per location per design, right? And then to help decide how many boxes it's going to be, the shipping for hoodies and things like that, we've worked in this great pricing on the shipping. So if we have Alabama, we know that our customer ships to their house. We have residential. You could see over here, it's totaling it up for us right now. So screens, they do calculate automatically once you add the information at the bottom. So you can't add anything here, but you'll see they'll update when we add the details. All right, the biggest thing about the quoting tool, like we talked about earlier, is that you have to include that under base as an additional color. So if we know it's white on navy shirts, it actually needs to be considered 2 colors. So the design on the job will be, let's say there's one design on all the shirts are getting one design, not location of design, just all the shirts are getting printed with one design. And then we have the item, let's say we're doing 500 shirts today. And going down here, we'll see that this first option is the free outbound shipping option. So your long sleeves, your polos, your shirts, your hats, you'll click this one. Now, when you get to hoodies, you will also go down to the hoodie one, and then it's going to start calculating the shipping for you here. So again, trying to be transparent here. We don't want any surprises at the end. So we're going to do the free outbound shipping. You'll see it's still calculating it for you, but it's already got that $200 discount for you right there. All right, so the first location of print we'll say is the front, and then it's going to load how many screens. Please include that underbase if you're using any colored apparel. So let's say we have 2. See, it automatically updates here for you to show what your screen costs are going to be. Now we know it's a repeat design. You can click the repeat design and it's going to calculate, it's going to add that line, take away the 20, and now we're only at that $10 per repeat screen. All right, so, and again, you can keep adding your location, scroll over. We added 7. Now, if you have a shirt that has more than 7 locations, you'll definitely want to do a custom quote or do the 7 and then go back and add. So we, above the pocket, we've added any of the fees that we talked about on that screen print pricing page. We've added that here to help, and it will factor in the pricing for you. So if we say it's going to be on the pocket, and it's going to be 2 colors, 3 colors on the pocket, you'll see that it's factoring that additional fee into the pricing with you. And then once you have everything kind of filled out here, you'll see it kind of totals it up for you here. And then it'll tell you you're going to Alabama. It is a residential address. It's estimated to be 7 boxes, and it's about $30 per box. However, you get that $200 off, so you're really only paying $10. It does the math for you. It takes off the shipping discount. You're only responsible for the $10 of shipping that's over. Now, and it also calculates your handling fee, which will be a line on your invoice. You'll know that you'll have $17.50 because there are 17 boxes. And then you can, switch it to commercial. You can see it does get a little cheaper. There's no shipping if we're going to commercial. These rates are based on FedEx. Again, that is the free outbound shipping. It will be FedEx. So let's say we're done. You have everything that you think you need. You will hit save and download, and it will actually create a PDF for you. And when, let's say you win the order and you're ready to get going, all you will need to do is take this quote ID, and our internal team can look up the order for you. The other thing will be you can attach it in the email as well, or you can reference it on the PO that you send over. Please see quote ID 1278. And then the team will review this, and if they see any discrepancies, or let's say it actually wasn't a repeat, we did it with another vendor, we'll reach out and we'll speak to you about those things. What we've worked hard with our adding an admin team to give time for our sales rep to be there to answer questions quicker, get quotes quicker, help solve any problems for that could arise. So the team's just definitely here to help you and to kind of double check some of the work and the pricing that they see off. Like, oh, hey, you forgot to include the underbase. I'm not going to charge your card until I get approval. Here's the invoice. Here's why the pricing doesn't match the pricing on your PO. Please let me know if I have approval to proceed. And we don't want to just charge cards and then deal with that later. we like to be transparent again. We don't want any surprises. We want you to be able to quote it and understand how we work so that y'all can be more efficient with y'all's customers. All right, so that's our quoting tool that is going to be on under the client access on Hightech Grafix. Okay. All right, this I wanted to include because I really feel like this is key to a lot of customers understanding that they have 18 jobs in with us. Where are all of them at? What are they doing? What are you waiting on? Did I approve this proof? Did I even get this proof? Every customer has a tracking page. This is what you'll see here. This is the client job tracking page. Now, this is a very generic one. It'll say your customer name here, and then it'll have the internal jobs that how we sort ours. So if you ever, hey, I have got job 191974, we'll know, we can literally type that in and pull it up right away. But you'll see here you can pull up your proofing. It will have tracking information, and it tells you where is it at in the production stage. So under the progress, you'll see here, you'll see in production, proofing, awaiting items, and then you'll have another page that'll show you all your completed jobs. Very, very handy tool. Like I said, when you have 18 orders and it's 8 p.m. at night, you can't call Hightech Grafix, utilize this tool here. It'll show you everything that you need to see. You can even pull up your invoices to reference what did you pay last time, estimated, what happened on this order, or if you just really need that invoice to charge your customer, they are all, they would be once they're completed. Your invoices would be attached to the order. What we do also to help you on this page is we label the job accordingly. So we'll put the quantity, the description of the job, it could be literally chicken shirts, and we'll put the apparel that it's being decorated on. So we're trying to get as much details as we can to help you understand what job is what. The primary thing that we do is this PO. We make sure the PO matches what you put on the PO that you send in, which is why it's super, super key not to have the same PO on multiple jobs. We have a lot of customers that will just do -1, -2, so on and so forth, or however your internal system will create your POs. We just highly suggest do not have the same PO for multiple orders, just to help keep the system nice and clean. So, and then it gives you a job status. Now the job status, to be transparent again, is an estimated due date. Production time changes daily, hourly, depending on what's happening, how long UPS is taking to deliver, whatever it may be. This is an estimated date of completion. You can always reach out to the reps and ask for an update on your order. I see here it says it's estimated to be done on the 15th. Are we on track? Is this accurate? Things like that. Now this link, I will tell you, is a direct link. So if you need this link, feel free to send an email. Can you send me my client job tracking link? And the reps will definitely be able to send that over to you. So that is the client job tracking page. I highly, highly suggest you utilize this to help watch your order go through the system. This awaiting items clearly means we're waiting for UPS to arrive, or we might need tracking. So definitely reach out. Hey, you have all the apparel for this. Can you help me clear this out of awaiting items? So what we have done also internally to better update our customers is we have another member on our admin team who will, once the order has been, all the apparel's been checked in, the proof's approved, the invoice is paid, and the job has been counted, the admin team will get an email and it'll say, hey, give this customer an update. They'll reach out and let you know, hey, great news, everything's here, everything's accounted for, and your order is ready in line to be printed. So we're trying to help you out there, not having to reach out for updates, but being proactive and giving our customer updates. All right, so frequently asked questions. Number one question is, do you decorate for retail business? And the answer is absolutely not. That's a hard job, and we leave that. We don't want to compete. We're nothing like that. We do not even accept any retail orders that come in. We do tell them you have to be registered as a wholesale customer, and they can't get through the registration process because they're not a wholesale customer. So we do not do retail. Now, the next one would be coupons. A lot of people will get spammed with a bunch of emails, and so they'll forget that typically we send out coupons on a monthly basis. Typically one for each department, trying to, again, give you a little break on the screens or the digitization or free rush. So we highly suggest that you stay on top of the emails because there are those flash deals periodically, which means, hey, if you can get the apparel here, I can print it the next day. So we're ready to go. We're ready to move. We want you to win. We want to be able to complete these orders quicker for you and things like that. So check out your emails. Make sure you stay on top of those. The coupons are also listed under the client access on Hightech Grafix under deals. So if you ever like, hey, every month there's a new coupon. So definitely check those out and stay on top of our coupons. How do I place an order? So we do have a place on our website where you can fill out our form. We do love the form because it literally asks every single question you may need. But a lot of well-versed wholesale customers have a great PO that has all the details on it. We just ask, number one, that the PO is not the same as all the other POs. Number two, to just make sure any and all detail is listed on that PO. You will see the sales team reach out, and if there's a change to it, they will say, hey, can you send me an updated PO? That is standard. We have to have that updated purchase order because that is what the whole team goes off of. But purchase orders are just fine. We have Excel documents, we have PDFs, whatever you need. We will reach out and let you know if we can't use it. We're here to work with you, so we'll reach out if there's any issues on that. What are your turnaround times? Okay, so definitely have high goals here, and we are growing, but we are also growing in machines, and we are growing in teams. We have morning crew, night crew, weekend crew. We're literally trying to do everything that we can to get your order out as quickly as it can. So our goal for screen print is 5 to 7 business days after proof approval and payment. For embroidery, that is, our goal is 7 to 10 business days. We've seen a huge influx of orders of embroidery alone. So definitely reach out, and we will be transparent with you if we cannot reach these dates because we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. And that's why we do ask, please reach out to your sales rep for current production times because you may get lucky on wholesale or on screen print, and we could say, hey, yeah, get it to us, no rush, we'll get it out the following day because we're ready to go. We're excited and we want to help y'all. All right, how do I get a quote? So the fastest way to get a screen printing quote is to utilize this new tool. You definitely feel free to email in. The emails come in the order in which they're received is how they're worked on. So they could be working on, it could be, our goal is about an hour to get a reply to you, but this tool gets you everything set up quickly. Now we'll say we will not quote over the phone. So you will hear the sales team say, hey, can you please send that over in an email? Because there's a lot of things going on over the phone. We want to get that in writing for you. And then, of course, sales@hightechgrafix.com will get you a quote as well. All right, so the spoilage policy. Spoilage policy is something we're really focusing on, and we're trying to not utilize the human aspect of printing and decorating these garments. Spoilage Spoilage policy can be 2 to 3% depending on the size of the order. There's a breakdown on our pricing sheet that gives you a little more details. But what we've done is to try to alleviate some of this from y'all. We understand there's schools and every student needs a shirt, and we do understand that. So on screen print orders, this year we've introduced the spoilage allowance. So spoilage allowance is you can provide up to 5 extra pieces per garment, per size, per color, and we will print them at no cost. You just lay it on your PO that says, I'm printing 500 shirts, however, I'm providing 5 extra per size, per color, in case of spoilage. Now, we won't ship them back blank or anything. We will print all of them, and the best case scenario, now your customer has extra shirts and, you know, they win there. Worst case scenario is we have to utilize a few of them, but it will help, you know, not having to tell that child that they don't get a shirt. Another thing that we are really working on here is the DTF printing, direct to film printing, to help with some of these too. So that's very exciting that that's coming up, and we'll definitely market more of that when we get there. But the direct to film is a great way to get those 1 or 2 pieces. And so we're working on that because I know that's a big thing, and I know you don't want to disappoint your customers. I will reiterate this, the spoilage allowance is only for the screen print orders at this time. Okay, so embroidery, it's not for embroidered orders. All right. A common question that we do get would be, when do you count the apparel? So our receiving department, if you utilize that free inbound shipping and we get the daily manifest, your order gets counted 2 to 3 days earlier than us having to reach out for tracking or waiting for UPS to deliver the package. Our system can read if UPS tells us it's delivered. We actually scan every single box that gets here because we know UPS may not have delivered when they said they delivered, but we have an internal scanning system to help show. Now, every day we scan every single box that comes into our building, and it will, if your PO matches what's on your box, it'll match automatically, and then it takes off any human work there. It just matches it and streamlines your counting process. A big issue with the counting process is y'all need to be made aware so you can get with your vendor to fix any issues if they sent the wrong sizes, colors, whatever it was. But again, utilizing those free inbound programs, we do that for you. So it's just a great program to utilize. All right, so 3 ways to contact us. Email, sales@Hightech Grafix. You can chat live. We do have a chat button. That is during business hours. That is not monitored after business hours. And then, of course, you can call us. You will, someone will always pick up the phone to be there to help you. All right, I think that's all I have. I'm ready for some questions, or how can I help?
Great, Paulina, that was great. There's some things that you talked about that I don't know that I always think about. And there was a comment in the chat, and I was thinking the same thing. Man, I really like your tape. Like, I don't ever want to use
it. Good. Yes, we love that. Yeah.
But I would never think about that. Just like naturally, if I was placing a garment order, I don't know that I would take the time to worry about the quality of boxes, but I can see how it's so important to make sure that things aren't damaged and they're packaged properly. So thanks for like talking about that.
Yeah.
We did have a couple of questions that came in, and some of the questions are super good. Are you seeing like a big trend in unique location and private label?
Absolutely.
Yes. Something?
Yes, it's definitely more of like the stylish thing to do now would be to have your own private label and, you know, down the side of the shirt rather than just a full front. So we do find that a lot of our customers are offering that to try to mix it up. If you have the same customer and they've printed full front every time, you know, try to get them to get some different business by, you know, offering a unique location.
Good. And that's just something a distributor can do to set themselves apart as well, as by understanding. And I love that in your packet, you really detail those unique locations and places that I don't know that I always would think about that I could print my logo on a garment.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
I wanted to get one of those welcome packets, how would I do that?
Yes, great question. So you would just go on our website, hightechgrafix.com, and you would do a dealer registration.
Okay.
Now, every dealer registration gets one. It gets mailed to the address that you put on there. So if that's not, make sure you put the address or send an email, hey, I just registered, but can you make my packet go here?
Okay.
We can definitely do that for you. Now, if you are already a customer and you've been with us for a while and you just want to see the shirt, just send me an email and we'll get you one in the mail.
Okay. And then I had a couple questions. Inside that packet, there was a garment that had been screen printed, or not screen printed, embroidered. What was that stitch count? There was a question about that.
That stitch count was about 10,000 stitches.
10,000. Is that like the most common stitch count number?
We're seeing more of that because of the fill of that logo, but we are seeing with embroidery, when you have the really small text, it's really hard to come out. So a lot of people are kind of sprucing up their logos and kind of have the back to have some fill in it. So we're seeing average about 8 to 10,000 is what you're kind of safe at quoting your customers for a logo that has a fill.
Okay. And then also in that packet, there was a t-shirt that had, there had 3 different kinds of screen printing on them. Could you reference those again?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's go there. So let's go back. All right. So this one here is called our, it's showing our spot as well as halftones. So if you have a gradient or, you know, it's the fading color, we can help you with that. So this little pepper here is showing that we can do a little bit of the gradient to make the fire look more like a fire. It's kind of has the speckled look a little more to make the gradient come through. And this is great, the halftone. So we'll take a black and then we'll just halftone it out to make the gray.
Okay.
Okay, so this middle one here is a great option when you have those big old colors. And you just, now, yes, you have to pay for the 8 screens, sure. And then there is the the art fee to create the separations of $50. But it looks like full color logo, but it's 8 colors to make that design right there.
And then on that simulated process, is that like is the end result is that kind of a flexible feel on the t-shirt?
Yes, it is not thick like the full color heat press. It's not like a vinyl feel. It is we use the plastisol inks, which is a great thing I should reference, is we do use plastisol inks. So it's not that super thick material like a vinyl, but it's not super heavy either, because we would think 8 colors, but the way they lay down, it's great. And to see this and feel this firsthand, that's why we send out these welcome packets. Or if you just want a sample shirt, I'd love to send one to you for free, because I want y'all to feel how nice this feels. It's not like super heavy. So.
And then on the screen prints, and I've never thought about this, and I've never seen this question before, but can you do a blended screen print? Could you blend 2 different kinds of applications on a garment?
So that's what this process is right here. Okay. It's some of the colors are your spot, which is just like the fill of like the red, but then we needed to blend out, you see the green, the black. The black is using halftones here and kind of giving it some definition around the top of the pepper, around that. So you can now on projects like that, definitely send over the art. We have an in-house art team who we say, hey, what do you think about this? They reply right away, and we can help answer any of those like specialty questions.
Okay. And then if I'm doing a project with adult sizes and kid sizes, am I buying 2 different screens? I think that you addressed that in your presentation. Is that accurate?
So that is your customer's preference. This is a great And so the reason why we added this to our pricing sheet that everyone can see is because we have to help our customers visualize what we're trying to tell them. That a 10-inch wide print looks great, looks their preference on a youth small shirt, but a 12-inch print cannot fit on a youth small shirt.
Okay.
So if they're like, I want to, I have youth small all the way to 3XL, then we have to stay at that 10-inch print, and it will look smaller on the larger shirts. Or let's say they are very picky and they're like, no, I want it the same size kind of on all my shirts. We have the option of you will pay for 2 sets of screens, but you'll design one will be your youth design 2 will be your adult design.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be split up youth and adult. We do have some customers that will do adult small through adult large. I want to do 10 inches wide, but I want to pay for bigger screens for the extra large and to 4XL. So so it's definitely depending on your customer's preference. And now, is it more cost effective to have one set of screens? Absolutely. Does a 10-inch print look terrible on all the shirts? No. I mean, it just really depends on how picky your customer is.
Okay. And then on a poly t-shirt, there was a question in regards to doing dye blockers to prevent migration.
Yes, a great question. So, and I was going to include that in here. So I might have actually. So we're on embroidery. Let's go to screen print. All right, so down here at the bottom, make sure the black line goes away, but you'll see, so polyester is subject to dye migration. This can happen up to 2 weeks after merchandise is printed and cured. The most vulnerable are your reds, your moons, your greens, and your dark colors. So what we do to help prevent the dye migration is we lower the dryer. And that will kind of help the whole process. And then by lowering the amount of heat that's on it can help with the dye migration. Now, we are also looking into like the blockers that were mentioned in the question, but what we do for our processes right now is when we see there is 100% polyester order or the camo, the camo is created differently, we just adjust the way it goes through the dryer and the printing of it, and we just kind of slow even more down on those orders and watch, and we try to make sure if we can catch it ahead of time. And sometimes you just get a bad batch of shirts, and we reach out to the vendor for you if you utilize that program, and they'll replace the shirts for you.
Nice. Yeah, I really like how if you're using that program, you guys kind of take that blow or that extra piece off of the distributor, and it just didn't like that double check error. Because when you're doing something over and over and over again, and everyone makes mistakes, and when it's something that you've been looking at for 2 weeks, it's so easy to miss something. And I would feel comfortable or more comfortable knowing that someone else is double checking my work.
Yes, absolutely. No, and I'm so all about it because I have seen both ways. I've been here for 6 years. I've seen it where we were just, hey, can you please give me an update? And our customer's like, I'm waiting on them. I'm waiting on them. And it's just that battle of we want to help our customers, but both of us are just waiting. So yeah. We were very, very excited whenever we heard that, or we learned, we met with all these reps and they were like, well, y'all are huge. You're going to get an answer super quick, not having to call into SAMR and talk to anybody. We have a direct line into the rep, and she is great. We meet with her all the time. I mean, she's here to help us.
Good. And then the last few questions that are out here are kind of are centered around like your order process and your website and your tracking tool. So on your job tracking client or job tracking tool, is it available 24/7
Absolutely.
online?
Yes. Now,
And
I will
then, go ahead.
It is a direct link. So you can't just go in and type in your name. The link will need to be sent to you. So that's why I was like, hey, send me an email, ask for your client job tracking link. It will generate as soon as you have a first order with us. So if you haven't ever submitted an order and it's never got, been entered into our system, it's not created yet. So.
And then is that the kind of same thing with your quoting tool? Is your quoting tool online, and is it just like, is it in a part of your website that the distributors can access?
Yes. So I don't have that pulled up, but I can quickly. Let's go there. So the reason why we did not show our website just yet is we're working on a lot of updates to it. But I will show you that kind of the area on the website that we are working on.
Okay.
Let's get there real quick. All right, can you see this? It's going nice and slow. All right, so this is our website. Like I said, you'll see some changes literally daily. We're just trying to make this everything that you need here. So under your client area, you will have the deals that we talked about, your pricing, where to place an order, ink colors. So that is something that I didn't go into too much detail on, is the ink colors. Once you are logged into the client area, you will be able to, it has a PMS reference matches to our standard. So we use plastisol inks. So if you need a blue, but all you have is the PMS that your customer has, but they don't want to pay for the PMS, under the ink color, it'll tell you about what PMS color that is to kind of help you meet, okay? Same with the thread colors. Thread colors are listed here, quoting tools here, and then this track my order is if you have, let's go back to here. If you have this number here, job number is what we refer to it as. It's our internal number. You can go to the track my order page and it'll take you here. Okay. Now you can, I will say this, you can get to this page by going to an order and clicking track my order. It will take you to this page, but I just find it's a lot faster if I just send you a link to show you everything. But you can get to it by clicking track my order on an email that you'll receive about the order.
Okay. And then what about, do you guys have any like different rules or different like ways that you approach or handle Canadian customers?
So we do have quite a few what is that? Intercontinental customers or international customers. So what we do for them is we have the option to where we can either ship it to, a lot of them will have an address to ship it closer to them, and then they come across it and they'll get it. But the free outbound shipping is not for the international or international customers. But the process in itself, nothing is different. It's just the shipping aspect of it. We do highly suggest you get an international shipping quote that will include the duties and taxes. But the process-wise, no, y'all, everything's the same. It's just getting it to you. Might take a little longer with customs.
Okay. And then do you have a recommended size in regards to your embroidery logo that works best for your machines? Is there any like best practices around that?
So it definitely depends on location, but left chest, we do the 3.5 is our standard. So if no size is given on the PO, your logo isn't sized accordingly, or we'll just do it at the 3.5 inches wide.
Okay. And then are water-based discharge inks possible, or would they be possible in the future?
So we are not, as of now, we're going to stick to the plastisol, but and we do that just because we used to do kind of a little bit of everything, but we really just want to focus in on and master one right now, and that's going to be the plastisol. But I will tell you, I really am excited about that DTF printing that we're gonna roll out soon and be able to show more samples of that.
Do you have
And
like inside track on when you kind of expect that, like what quarter?
oh, so we're literally in the works of it now. I would say maybe 3 to 6 months. There's a lot of moving parts here where we've extended our embroidery department, our screen print machines, and so we're having to wait for everyone to come in, get set up, and just make space for all these great machines that we're getting.
I always get that question about development, and I'm always like, don't hold me to it, but this is what I heard.
Yeah.
And then I've got another question about just vector art. So clients will send in pictures sometimes. Can you quote based off of a JPEG, or do you need the full design?
No, we can definitely quote off a JPEG. But
Okay.
and we also have the service of, if you know, everyone has their own kind of graphic person, but if you don't have print ready art, we'll quote you. We can make that for you, and we'll quote you prior to doing it to give you a heads up of what we would charge.
Okay, awesome.
But
And
we
then
can quote, we can quote on any art.
And then do your sales reps or your internal, can you guys make recommendations on apparel as well?
We can. So that's a great question. So if there's kind of an iffy, you know, drawstring bag that you don't know is going to make it through the dryer, definitely send it over. What we'll do is we'll get with our embroidery director or our screen print manager, or we'll just reach out to Samar directly and say our rep or whoever the vendor is, whoever creates it, to give you a more educated answer.
Okay. And then do you do print on demand or online stores kind of projects?
So all of those projects have to be done through me. So you would send an email. There's just so many moving parts to those that I can't say no or yes. I've got to talk to you. We can meet. We can show me what you're thinking, and we have a lot of abilities here. So I don't want to say no, but I know we have limitations too. So each project's very special.
Okay. And then, is there a minimum? And I think you covered it. There was is the minimum on embroidery, what was that?
One.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that's it. Paulina, that was such a good presentation. I know that we ran a little bit longer than we normally do, but I feel like there was so much value and so much information that you provided to distributors just on the entire process of handling decoration and different methods, that this is completely worth it. This session was recorded, so we'll send this out to everyone who attended so that you can rewatch it. And then would we also be able to get some of those slides that had really great information, also emailed out on locations?
Yeah, absolutely. No, we're very, very excited, and I was excited to do this, a little nervous, but very excited because there's so much that goes on the back end, and I just want to be able to share it to everybody so that it's just a better process, no miscommunication here, and we really do have a great team that would love to help.
No, this was so helpful. And just one more, I'm just gonna bother you one more time. What was the turnaround time on your different decoration methods?
So again, we have our goal turnaround time, in a perfect world, is 5 to 7 business days on screen print, and then it's 7 to 10 business days on embroidery. Now, you got to reach out for the current production time for each department, because literally changes daily. We've got our morning crew, we've got a weekend crew, a night crew. So if you have that time sensitive job, I want to reassure you, we will be transparent in, hey, I hate to turn away an order, but I can't meet that. Or,
Right.
hey, let's do it. I'm here.
No, that's so good, just to make sure, just to like be upfront with the distributor so that they can be upfront with their customer too and setting those expectations. So
Absolutely.
seriously, this was such a good webinar. I learned things that, and I've been in the industry 15 years. There were some things that I'm really passionate about this tape situation right now, but like I learned so many great things today. I really appreciate you doing this, and we did record this, and we will make this available to everyone that attended and get this up on Distributor Central's website as well. So if anybody needs anything else, feel free to reach out. Paulina, how can they reach out to you again? How can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so you'll just sales@hightechgrafix.com.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, thank you so much, everybody, for attending. Paulina, again, thank you so much for your time. And reach out to Paulina if anybody has any questions, or if anybody has any DC questions, reach out to me at ttar@distributorcentral.com. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks.